The question why somebody writes is quite an interesting one, and it has been answered quite a few times by some of the famous authors. Interestingly, most of them come up with different answers, and it's really exciting to read their accounts. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to read from these writers' accounts on what they have to say about the question why they write. And I'm going to start with George Orwell and his essay called Why I Write. It's not really very long, and I would suggest you to read this. But I'm going to read some of the important passages from the essay. So here we go. I think there are four great motives for writing, at any rate for writing prose. They exist in different degrees in every writer, and in any one writer, the proportions will vary from time to time according to the atmosphere in which he is living. They are, first, sheer egoism, desire to seem clever, to be talked about, to be remembered after death, to get your own back on the grown ups who snubbed you in childhood, etc. etc. It is humbug to pretend this is not a motive, and a strong one. Writers share this characteristic with scientists, artists, politicians, lawyers, soldiers, successful businessmen, in short, with the whole top crust of humanity. The great mass of human beings are not acutely selfish. After the age of about 30, they almost abandon the sense of being individuals at all and live chiefly for others, or are simply smothered under drudgery. But there is also the minority of gifted, willful people who are determined to live their own lives to the end, and writers belong in this class. Serious writers, I should say, are on the whole more vain and self centered than journalists, though less interested in money. Second is aesthetic enthusiasm, perception of beauty in the external world, or, on the other hand, in words and their right arrangement. Pleasure in the impact of one sound on another, in the firmness of good prose or the rhythm of a good story. Desire to share an experience which one feels is valuable and ought not to be missed. The aesthetic motive is very feeble in a lot of writers, but even a pamphleteer or writer of textbooks will have pet words and phrases which appeal to him for non utilitarian reasons. Or he may feel strongly about typography, width of margins, etc. About the level of a railway guide, no book is quite free from aesthetic considerations. Third, historical impulse, desire to see things as they are, to find out true facts and store them up for the use of posterity. And number four, political purpose. Using the word political in the widest possible sense, desire to push the world in a certain direction, to alter other people's idea of the kind of society that they should strive after. Once again, no book is genuinely free from political bias. The opinion that art should have nothing to do with politics is itself a political attitude. It can be seen how these various impulses must war against one another, and how they must fluctuate from one person to another person and from time to time. By nature, taking your nature to be the state you have attained when you are first adult. I am a person in whom the first three motives would outweigh the fourth. In a peaceful age, I might have written ornate or merely descriptive books, and might have remained almost unaware of my political loyalties. As it is, I have been forced into becoming a sort of pamphleteer. First, I spent 5 years in an unsuitable profession, and then I underwent poverty and the sense of failure. This increased my natural hatred of authority and made me for the first time fully aware of the existence of the working classes, and the job in Burma had given me some understanding of the nature of imperialism. But these experiences were not enough to give me an accurate political orientation. And what I have most wanted to do throughout the past 10 years is to make political writing into an art.